Hey, Stump Clubbers!
Okay, I'm good.
Okay.
I don't want to do something screwy when you start just to mess you up. Sorry.
Okay. Okay, here we go. What's up, Stump Clubbers? Welcome back. I'm Jennifer. We've got Mike here.
Hello.
And then we got two guests with us. We have Julie and Kevin. Wave, guys.
Hi, everyone.
And today we're going to talk about Jurassic Park's franchise.
I imagine this is the part where you'll cut in with a theme song.
No, that was the theme song. That is the theme song. It's the Jennifer rendition, though.
Okay, so you're probably wondering why we're going to talk about Jurassic Park when it came out 27 years ago. Well, there's kind of a reason to this. So recently on Netflix, all three of the original films have been put on Netflix. That was like at the beginning of August, I want to say.
Yeah,
and then
about right.
I think so. And then soon we're going to be gearing up for the sixth movie, which will be coming out. And
Jurassic World Dominion.
Dominion. Yeah, it's called Dominion.
Yes. And so we wanted to talk about what it kind of means to be a franchise, what has to happen in a franchise to last. A little bit of that, and talk about what we think is the best, what we think is the worst, and kind of, group all of this together to talk about the Jurassic Park franchise, and honestly, just our honest opinions about it. And this is going to be a Stub Club, the film reel.
Ooh.
Yes, this is part of that series because we're not really doing a movie review on something that just came out. So this is a movie discussion debate type thing. So this is part of the film reel, Stub Club. Round table, Zoom style, woo!
Zoom table.
Love it.
So what I want to start out is talking about franchises, the category of a franchise. So we have a lot of franchises that we all love. However, they're either young or old. I know that sounds weird, but you'll get what I mean in a second. So Marvel is a young franchise.
Mm-hmm.
It's young because it started out in 2008 when Iron Man kicked us off. And so that makes it only a 12-year-old franchise.
Which you talk about the Marvel Cinematic Universe?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, no,
That's kicked us off with Iron Man.
Yeah.
So that's a young franchise. You also got other stuff, of course, that has been around for a while, but not too long. You've got Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings. What else?
Star Wars.
Star Wars, which is a long time franchise.
Transformers.
Transformers is a long one.
Would Fast and the Furious be
Yeah, Fast and Furious.
Star Trek.
Star Trek.
Twilight.
That literally came ahead. That had just more of like 3 or 4 movies.
But there was enough that I feel like it's still considered a franchise.
Power Rangers is a big franchise.
Oh, yeah.
They're still going.
Well, a lot of the Superman, Jennifer already mentioned the one comic book hero universe, but, I'm wearing Superman, and, that has a franchise going back to the 70s with Christopher Reeves. And even before then, there were movies and TV series from him going back to the comic books, and the exact same thing with Batman. That story keeps being reinvented. It's a franchise people keep going back to again and again.
Planet of the Apes.
Yeah, Planet of the Apes. That's another good one.
So good.
There were 10 back in the 70s.
Yeah, and then they rebooted it with Mark Wahlberg, and then they rebooted it again.
Mm-hmm.
And they did I think 3 of them, 3 movies.
It sounds about right.
2 or 3.
Mm-hmm.
Which had Draco Malfoy in it. The kid that played Draco Malfoy was in it, and he was the jerk character. where he was like abusing the monkeys in the cage.
That makes sense. He would.
Right? Yeah. Let's cast him as this role and this role only in any movie.
So yeah, we have a lot of franchises that we just listed. And so let's talk about what happens though when you have a long franchise, one that's spanned a lot of years. And we're talking specifically about Jurassic Park because that's what this video is about. So you have a franchise that has lasted for 27 years. Even though it came out in 1993, the first Jurassic Park, it wasn't filmed in 1993, so you got to think back of 1999 technology, the thrills and what was going on during that time that would thrill an audience, that would bring an audience. So you can't really do the same thing like what they were doing back then to keep it surviving. That's what I'm kind of going at.
Yeah, I think that's a really good point, Jennifer. Like with the passage of time, special effects always improve, and you could see that with the Star Wars franchise, and part of the charm with the original Star Wars is they kind of had to use antiquated technology and kind of get creative with it. But the newer movies, they have better technology, and so the expectations are higher, and I think that's kind of what you're getting at with Jurassic Park too. The script was probably written in the late 80s and then filming was done in the early 90s. And so that's a lot different from 2020 standards.
Like you can have several generations that have watched Jurassic Park. You can have the people who were originally watching it. You can have their kids watching it. Now that it's on Netflix, you have other people who are watching it. And when you think about it, every generation, you can't please them the same way. You can't.
No, you can't.
Star Wars people that are so upset about the Star Wars sequels, even though when the sequels were announced, everyone was so excited about them, and then they're like, Star Wars sequels suck. They're not even Star Wars movies. I don't consider them Star Wars movies. When. They need to remake it. Remake the Star Wars sequels. No. They did what they did. Everyone's so whiny.
Oh, they are.
Like, I didn't like that one. Let's just redo it.
Which is true. So when you have these movies that come out and they've been coming out for this many years, you're going to have the people who are excited and the people who are going to whine saying, leave it alone.
Yeah.
And I think something, in keeping with the theme of franchises, and you can see this in the Jurassic Park franchise, is that a lot of times with the first movie in a franchise, it captures that lightning in a bottle, that magic, that convergence of all these factors that make the first movie so awesome and made it a blockbuster hit. And audiences are expecting that same magic for each of the same sequels. And they're severely disappointed because most of the time it doesn't live up to that. But if you lower your expectations and just view it as like entertainment and see where the story goes, then it's more enjoyable. And that's why I like all of the Jurassic Park movies, but the first one is still at the top of my list, and I don't want to jump the gun here with one of the topics you wanted to get to, but
that's fine.
No, go ahead, because I'll probably go off of it too.
Okay, well then I'll go right into it then. The way I would rank the Jurassic Park movies is, the very first one, that is a genuine masterpiece. It's a classic, worth watching again and again. Number 2 would be Jurassic World with Chris Pratt and Bryce Howard. Oh, did I get her name mixed up? Anyway, you know who I mean.
Yeah.
So that one's number 2. That one's still a very solid movie, both in terms of special effects and good story. In my opinion, 2 and 3 are kind of tied. They're not as good as the other ones, but still enjoyable. There's a lot of flaws in both of those stories, a lot of valid criticisms. And then the last one enjoyed it. At the bottom of the list is Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom. It's my least favorite. Still enjoyed watching it when we did, but there's just a lot that I thought was really kind of lousy with that story. Just so many far-fetched, hard to believe scenarios that even Chris Pratt couldn't pull off and make believable. So
That little clone girl, man.
yeah, the clone girl. When they revealed she was the clone, like that was supposed to be a shocking moment, but it wasn't. It didn't do anything to advance the plot.
Just
And
like, hey, here's this girl. She's a clone. Deal with it.
yeah,
Like,
and then it was supposed to be an emotional moment when she let the dinosaurs roam because she's like, they're clones just like I am. Like, what are you doing?
Yep, it felt dumb.
what?
Yeah, the premise of we've got to rescue these dinosaurs because they're animals. Like, well, not really. We've established very well that they are dangerous and
But yet in the Fallen Kingdom, my whole thing is when I started watching it, I'm like, wait a minute. They want to go back after I just watched Jurassic World. They went through all that chaos of trying to kill that what was it, Indominus Rex.
Mm-hmm.
And now they're like, oh, like all the other dinosaurs, we have to go back and save them. I'm like, what are you gonna do? Where are you gonna put them? And it just blew up. And the only reason, they go back and that plan didn't even work. They all got brought back to, our world, United States. And then this clone girl releases them. And obviously the only reason why they did that was so they had another movie because, life finds a way for there to be another Jurassic Park movie.
Yeah. Which, oddly enough, I do think
Mike, I see Mike.
Like the dinosaurs.
I mean, I do think that would be kind of an interesting premise, like we really are in Jurassic World. And one of the strengths I do think exists with that last movie, Fallen Kingdom, is where they have Ian Malcolm testifying in Congress, repeating some of the same themes that made the first Jurassic Park a masterpiece. And I've talked to Julia about this quite a bit, but I think what people and what the filmmakers actually have kind of lost sight of with each of the sequels is that the appeal of the first Jurassic Park movie is not about dinosaurs eating people in a grisly way. And it's not even about the suspense. And, the dinosaurs, the violence, the suspense, those are all critical elements of why it was such a riveting blockbuster movie. But it was the commentary on the ethics of exploiting science for profit, of harnessing power that you don't understand, and the inevitability of chaos. And Ian Malcolm articulated that masterfully in the lunch scene. It's one of the least violent parts of the movie, but it's the most philosophical part of the movie, where the three intellectuals are there telling John Hammond how much he's screwing up by taking this technology and making a theme park out of it.
Don't cook up some dinosaurs.
Only
Get Quaker Oats dino eggs.
Oh, dinosaur eggs.
What just happened?
What happened?
His phone.
Oh my god, I thought you fell off the chair.
I thought so too.
Technical difficulties.
I didn't know what happened.
That was great.
And then Mike. I'm feeling it would be a challenge with Mike.
I saw what it was.
Is it a panda with his
That's great.
I got from Toys R Us a while ago.
And
So the first, not to interrupt you, but the first one gets at centers around the science of it, of taking that and thinking we have control over this, and Ellie telling John Hammond, you never had control. And
That's she when they're in the diner after people are dying, they're at the table there, and he says, oh, this is totally different from when I did the flea circus, because that was just an illusion. This is real. And then Ellie, she blurts out, you don't have power. That's the illusion. So he still has a glorified flea circus.
And the first one, they all go there because they don't even know what they're getting into. It's all new to them. They just get introduced to it. Oh, there's actual dinosaurs here. How did this work? And then they go on the tour to see them, and they go through and experience all the disaster, the T-Rex and hiding, and the velociraptors and all of that. And then it was so terrifying, and then they finally at the end were able to still stay alive after all that and get off the island. And to me, then watching the second and third one, so the second and third one are at the bottom of my list. The first
What is your list?
Okay, so the first Jurassic Park, obviously the original is number 1. Then Jurassic World, the first one with Chris Pratt. Fallen Kingdom, actually, is my third. And then the last 2 would be the second and the third. Because the second and the third seem so redundant to me. The
second one you're talking about Jurassic Park Lost World?
Yeah, so Lost World. Okay. John Hammond, after everything they went through, still sends explorers, a team to this other island. Like, did you not learn anything?
Yeah,
that's why it just was like, okay, here's your reasoning. They're going there. Ian Malcolm, still, after everything he went through, you would think there's no way in hell he's going back to this island.
Yeah, to get his girlfriend.
No, he's going.
Writers just threw in this random chick, like, they say in the first movie he's kind of a womanizer. He's been with a lot of women. Then okay, then who's this chick? How long has he been with her? Oh, it's so important.
It's somebody we don't care about.
He has to go to.
Yeah, we don't see her the rest of the series.
Yeah,
no.
that's one of the things that I think, one of the reasons why I don't like the sequels, but like the Lost World in particular, is that the premise for why they're there in the first place is really kind of dumb. Whereas in the first movie, the reason why it's so cool is because you've got this person with a brand new theme park. He's got a lawyer who's coming in and says, our investors want to make sure that this is a good, that this is safe for opening. And so we've got to bring in these experts to investigate, to make sure, and to sign off on it. So they've got a solid, believable reason to be there.
Right.
And whereas in the second one, it's just like, oh, this chick I really like, she happens to be there, so we have to go get her.
And the third one's the same thing. Oh, so some kid, and I don't know if it was relative, where they dropped on the island, got stranded there, that his parents come to get him, and I'm like, who even are these people? We don't have a connection. They're not from the original. We don't care about them if they get eaten.
You talk about the third one now?
Yeah, sorry, the third one.
Okay, yeah.
And
I'm like, this sounds like the plot to Jurassic Park 3.
Yeah, the third one, sorry. And that seemed very
the parachute.
repetitive, redundant of the second one, because it was literally what Ian Malcolm quoted in the second movie. He said it's all ooh, ah, and then there's running and screaming. And that was what exactly the second and third movie were about. There was no science in it. It wasn't anything like the first one. It was them finding a dumb reason to return to the island, and then, oh my God, T-Rex velociraptor. What do you think's gonna happen? You take the little T-Rex baby, and then they're coming after them, and
and the reason for the people going there,
Mike.
Don't mind me. Don't mind me.
So I just wanted to go off of Julia's point with the third one. Their reason for being there was even stupider than the second one, because Dr. Grant got tricked into rescuing them. Like
got tricked. I like how Kevin just did. He got tricked.
Got bamboozled.
God damn.
he would have never gone back.
Smeckledorfed.
There was I saw a funny YouTube video, I think maybe CinemaSins or something, like why these parents, who cares that they're divorced? They didn't need to fabricate a reason to get the scientists on there. They could have just.
Then they're shouting with the megaphone. They're gonna just bring a dinosaur to them. They're screaming.
Right. Let's just bring this
They're the
megaphone.
dumbest
A
people
whole lot of noise.
to bring there.
Because, dinosaurs don't go attracted to noise or anything because that
Honestly,
doesn't make any
out of
sense.
all the people who got eaten by the dinosaurs, the two, I don't even know their names, the couple in the third movie who are coming back for
They're
their
not
son.
worth remembering.
Right. I'm shocked they didn't get eaten because of how
They should
stupid they
have.
were.
They deserved
They
it.
should
And
have. But the
first
lawyer
time I
in the
saw
first
that-
one got eaten on the toilet.
Yeah,
What'd he do?
the lawyer.
You gotta
was
go.
the
You gotta
one
go.
Yeah.
It's his problem. You gotta go. You gotta go.
You gotta go.
So, Mike, what is your order?
So,
From
hold on.
best or favorite to least favorite or to worst? What's yours?
The guy and the husband and wife that you were talking about, that was Paul Kirby and Amanda Kirby.
Oh yeah, the Kirby.
The Kirbys.
The Kirby's.
With their stupid kid that I'm stuck on the island. Wah. But no. So I like Jurassic Park 1, and then 3, and then Fallen Kingdom, and then Jurassic World, and then Jurassic Park 2.
Wow.
That is a very interesting.
I know. Because in the first one, we get T-Rexes and we get Velociraptors.
Mm-hmm.
And then the second one's like, oh, hey, here's some more T-Rexes and more Velociraptors. But in the third one, you get the Spinosaurus. And that thing's
was a pretty badass dinosaur.
That thing's scary. Goes in the
Yeah.
water and you just see the spine while they're on the boat.
Mhm.
So you get that. And then when they're climbing through the cages and you're like, oh, hey, it's very foggy up here. What's going on?
Oh yeah.
And you get the pterodactyls.
Yeah.
And that's
That's a
creepy
good
too.
point.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So you get different dinosaurs. And then you get Fallen Kingdom has like a genetically modified, super enhanced dinosaur that hunts other dinosaurs. So you get that.
Indoraptor. The
The
Indoraptor.
Yeah, Indoraptor.
and that's one of the things I like about all of the sequels. That it's they always introduce new dinosaurs.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the story could be total crap, but like
But
You
give
know,
me some
they-
crazy ass dinosaurs
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
no one's even heard of.
the dinosaurs in all of them are badass.
I want to see them rip people apart. Like, I
That's
want
why
to see
people-
one bite off someone's leg and have them crawl away, and then a pack of velociraptors just comes up and just destroys the person because they're
Oh my
in their
God.
territory.
Wow.
And then Jurassic Park 2, it's like, oh, we're gonna bring the baby with us to hide, and then, oh, hey, they're gonna transport the T-Rex to the city.
Mm-hmm.
Bad idea.
It's a dumb premise.
Yeah, like don't do that. Leave it.
Yeah.
Leave it on the island.
Well, what were they thinking? Which is one of the reasons I hated Fallen Kingdom too, is because like it was such a stretch that they were on the island, and then in the same day they were in like San Diego auctioning dinosaurs.
Because that volcano erupted.
Because yes, they all just happened to get off right as the volcano erupted, but before they got destroyed by the volcano.
Except for that Brachiosaurus that didn't make it off the island.
That broke my heart. I can't
actually
talk
did
about
feel
that.
Yeah, that was one of the good parts of the movie. They actually made you feel bad for that
Yeah,
Brachiosaurus.
Like, I actually left this dinosaur on the island. I'm a bad person.
And we've got a T-Rex on the boat instead.
Right. Let me just climb up into the cage with the crazy dinosaur and try and get the key. No, it was the T-Rex that he was trying to get the thing out of its cage.
Yeah, that was kind of dumb. That part where they got all up close and personal with the T-Rex.
Yeah. Like, don't do that.
To try and get a blood transfusion.
Yeah. Some doctor they are.
So, like, what is your opinion about the franchise, Mike?
I think
Like
it's good.
Jurassic Park.
As long as they keep giving me like different dinosaurs every movie and there's a good plot to the movie and it's not just like, hey, we have to go back to this island and we have to go back to this island and we have to go back to this island, but we're bringing them to the city. But now that they're kind of like doing it where it's, oh, it looks like we're the Jurassic World. and the dinosaurs are going to take over the Earth again. And
you have a different setting, you know. Not on the island.
Like I'm tired of seeing the islands, man. Like
I agree
always on an island. Always on an island.
I think one of the reasons why I like it is because a genre that's popular right now is like post-apocalyptic movies. And I think Jurassic World kind of introduces us to that by unleashing these dinosaurs into the wild, and now we've got to reckon with these man-eaters.
Clones of these prehistoric creatures that ruled the earth and could rip you apart with razor-sharp teeth and had hunting instincts and knew how to hunt in packs, and you got different ones. Like, yeah, let's go. Okay. Yeah. It looks good. Like, make it kind of creepy, though, like a little scary.
Yeah, I think the next movie in the franchise definitely has some promise.
Yeah.
And you need to do something new with it, like a twist.
Right.
And for sure, give us new dinosaurs. I'm definitely with Mike on that one.
Yeah. Like,
don't make it, if they make it all about the velociraptors, an issue with them, it's just a repeat story then at that point.
I swear to God, I swear that if that little clone girl comes back in the new one, and then they throw a twist like, oh my God, the clone girl can communicate with the raptors and control the raptor by like telekinesis or something, I will.
Because we're the same. We're both clones.
Yeah.
We're clones. I'm
a clone.
You'll walk out of the theater.
I'll walk out of the theater and be like, I have my money back, but I kind of want to finish the movie.
Hopefully we'll be back in theaters at that point.
I hope so.
Oh, man. Okay, guys, thank you for joining us. We had an awesome discussion about the Jurassic Park franchise. There is a part 2 to this video because there's a lot we wanted to talk about. So make sure you pay attention, hit that notification bell for all, so then you know when that video comes out, as Mike looks really confused.
Absolutely.
Do you have a PSA for this, Mike? We need to do old school, Stub Club. What about the no cooking the dinosaurs thing?
What?
No cooking up dinosaurs. Just make Quaker Oats oatmeal with the dino eggs.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I got nothing.
Here's my PSA, kids. Do not cook up any dinosaurs. Just go to the cereal aisle and get yourself some of that oatmeal where you have those dino eggs. There you go. You eat them. They're candy.
It's just sugar. Dinosaur sugar. Kids
Eat Quaker oatmeal with dino eggs. Do not make your own dinos.
Because we know how that goes. There's 6 movies explaining it. Okay, bye.